Greetings from the Philadelphia chapter of the American Guild of Organists. My name is Grace Kraybill, and I'm the Communications Coordinator. Welcome to a console encounter, where we'll be interviewing and meeting with some of the pipe organ artists who will be performing in our area. Today is our first, and our first artist will be Richard Spots. Let's go see if we can find him. Come on. Hi, Rich. We found you.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming today.
Yeah, and thank you for being our first guest.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Well, we've chosen this interview, this console encounter, because you have taken on a monumental task of learning the entire L'Orgue Mystique by Charles Tournemire.
Yes, it's epic work. It was written right around the Great Depression. Mm-hmm. It's 253 movements long and 15 hours in duration, mm-hmm. and it's divided up into 51 offices or services, and it's a piece of music that flows throughout the liturgical year. So mm-hmm. It's quite an epic journey.
Right, and you have it scheduled to play at this church, this phenomenal historic structure, through Lent and Holy Week.
Yeah, we're at St. Paul's Chestnut Hill, and we're doing it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 7:30, and it'll go throughout Lent and into the beginning part of Holy Week. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Yeah, and you've been at it for a little while. It's not like you started last year, is it?
No, this has been a decade-long project. I didn't even really know what I was getting into but it just sort of happened, and then I met Dr. Robert Sutherland Lord, who was at Heinz Chapel in Pittsburgh, and
at the University of Pittsburgh
campus. And Anne Labunski, who also is in Pittsburgh and Duquesne.
Yes.
Both of them were students of Langlais, who was a student of Charles Tournemire. Mm-hmm. And they both really, when they got a sense of something happening, they said, "You're doing this," basically.
In a very nice way, I hope.
Yeah. They really encouraged me through the whole process. And the one regret is Dr. Lord passed away before the project was completed. But we were able to do a performance at Heinz Chapel, in his memory. And Anne Labunski, who's still around, is still a major advocate for everything. And
yes.
So, yeah.
That's fantastic. It's a treasure, isn't it?
Yes.
Very historic.
Yes. This is a G. Donald Harrison Aeolian Skinner.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's okay. I don't know what that means either.
Yeah, it's fine. It is a So Aeolian Skinner was a very famous organ builder in the 20th century, and this was one of his last. He was building St. Thomas Fifth Avenue and this organ at the same time, and it was during that time that he passed away. And so this now St. Thomas's has a new organ, so that doesn't exist anymore. So this is the final organ.
Yes.
So it's very historic, and the church, although things have been added, they preserved the original core, the Harrison, so you can still hear the sounds of Harrison. So it's
what a treasure.
Yes.
So you mentioned esoteric, but are there parts of the piece that an ordinary person in the audience would be able to relate to easily?
It's a lot of these pieces are tone poems. So, for example, the piece that I have here, this is actually giving an account of the legend of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And they were, in the story, they were thrown to a furnace for not worshiping an idol. And in the furnace was a mysterious fourth figure. And in Christological terms, that fourth figure is sort of a foreshadowing of Christ and the resurrection. And so this piece happens around Eastertide. So in this piece, you hear the flames around the youth. So. Yeah,
flames
yes.
inside a furnace.
Yes, and and it finally erupts, and then you'll hear the coming of the mysterious fourth figure. So. So yeah, it's
beautiful.
well, thank you, and it's a remarkable piece. And I think that that the storytelling can be very gripping because it's
Yes.
15 hours of storytelling, if you want, and there are images of cathedrals, and he had a home in the Ile-de-Besson, which is on the coast of France, and you'll hear the ocean and different colorful things like that.
Well, that portion that you played, to me, it seems as though, not being an organist, as if I really need to sort of let myself go and let those tones and feelings wash over me to be able to enjoy and understand what he was trying to convey.
Yeah, and one of the positives, well, one of the reasons why this piece is probably not well known is because you actually have to listen to it. It's actually demanding that you listen to it, and we're not in that world anymore, or, well, if it anymore, but it's. Usually music is put on in the background, like a child needs a nightlight, just to sort of, deal with the world around you. And this is requiring you to listen. And for organists, we're usually hidden from sight, so you are just getting sound. This is all about the sound. It's not about looking at something. So you have to use sound to understand an idea.
Yes.
So.
That's great. Well, it's living through in you.
Yes.
So it was really a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we look forward to this series of concerts. The first one is March 2nd, right? And it's going through to April 7th.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you go on Facebook to the AGO Philadelphia Facebook page or to Organ Concerts Around Philadelphia, you'll see a detailed schedule.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope you all come.
Yeah, it sounds fascinating.
Okay.